There is a Kenyan called Omondi who has decided to file a petition at the Judicial Service Commission to get Chief Justice Martha Koome removed from office indefinitely. So there's three things I want us to look at in this particular video. Number one, what does Omondi's petition contain? Number two, whether or not this petition by Omondi will yield results. And number three, assuming Koome is removed from office today, will the majority of Kenyans support the dismissal or protest against it? Now, without wasting any time, let's look at the petition from Omondi, and I quote. Let me recant that his name is actually Michael Kojo Otieno. I don't know why I've been calling him Omondi all this while. So anyway, on to the petition. It is titled Petition on Removal of Chief Justice Martha K. Koome on Failure to Comply with Section 4B of the Tax Appeal Tribunal Amendment Act of 2022. On to the body. Number one, that at the onset of this humble petition, I wish to rely upon the following quotes of the Supreme Court judgment, which states that the preamble of the Judicial Service Code of Conduct and Ethics, based on Section 5.1 of the Public Officers Ethics Act No. 4 of 2003, provides that the code is intended to establish standards of ethical conduct of judicial officers and to be applied consistently with constitutional requirements, statutes, court rules, and legal authorities and the context of all relevant circumstances. He moves on. Let's go to the next page where he says, number 14, the petitioner herein posits that the above stated provisions of the law are not observed while executing powers conferred upon her in appointment of Tax Appeal Tribunal members pursuant to Section 4 of Tax Appeal Tribunal Act amended 2022. So his beef technically is the appointment of the Tax Appeal Tribunal members. I don't know if he wanted to be a part of that panel or if he feels it was inflated. Either way, that is his focal point. That is the reason why he wants Martha Koome to go. Of all the reasons, this is the one he has chosen. So we know what the petition is all about, but will it yield any results for Mr. Otieno? The answer is no. There is no way on earth that a sitting Chief Justice can be removed from office by a mere petition from a random solitary Kenyan for several reasons. Number one, the body that is receiving this complaint, which is the Judicial Service Commission, works under the power and authority of the Chief Justice of Kenya. So it cannot dismiss her even if it wanted to. It's the equivalent of someone taking President Ruto to the Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission with the hope that they'll either arrest him or have him dragged out of State House for questioning. That's a mere pipe dream. It can never happen. Number two, there is no precedent in Kenyan history where a sitting Chief Justice has ever been removed from office. Even Maraga, after nullifying Uhuru's victory, the best Uhuru could do was slash the judiciary's funding and refuse to approve vehicles for the then Chief Justice David Maraga. So removal would be a very, very big shock, and it's highly unlikely. I remember even at one point in the past, Deputy Chief Justice Philomena Mwilu was taken to High Court over matters corruption. Apparently someone had deposited some money in her account and she was being accused of corruption in line with that. But surely, which judge is going to rule against a sitting Deputy Chief Justice? That case was tossed out very quickly. And also, if you do the math, just look at the type of lawyers who went to represent her. The likes of James Orengo. All the best lawyers in the land went to defend the Deputy Chief Justice because it pays off. You stand with her in solidarity, one day you might need a favor or two. So there are people who are just technically untouchable. Long story short, this Kenyan called Otieno can just enjoy making the headlines, but there's not going to be a shocker in this matter. Now, hypothetically speaking, how would the nation react if Martha Koome was to somehow find herself ejected from the pilot seat? The truth of the matter is that over 60% of the nation will support this. If Apollo is to be done today, she wouldn't do too well. Remember, all Azimio supporters have not forgotten her ruling with cheeky undertones such as red herring and hot air. So there's no support which is going to come from that sect. On the Kenya Kwanza side, equally, all projects they're trying to do are being blocked, and it's driving them mad. Equally, the religious leaders, the imams, the sheikhs, pastors, are all shocked to see LGBTQ being registered as a human rights group on account of Koome's panel. So definitely the Chief Justice of Kenya is doing very, very poorly when it comes to matters ratings. So a slight recap, this petition by Otieno is going nowhere, but also unknown to Mr. Otieno, over 60% of the nation secretly hopes he succeeds. It would pave the way for Chief Justice Ahmed Abdullahi Nasir. His religion alone cannot allow him to ratify some of the things Koome has been rubber stamping. But